Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about some things that are going on in the video game industry right now that is just absolutely appalling. To start off, I wanted to talk about the fiasco that's going on with the Street Fighter Ninja Turtles collaboration. So I saw this at the moment it happened. I was watching EVO that entire weekend, and seeing a collaboration between Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles is honestly a godsend. They're two of some of my favorite series and franchises, and I was excited at the thought of possibly getting something. I didn't even care what it was. And then seeing the suits in action for your avatar and just seeing how they looked and seeing how they looked in combat, it was great. And then the artwork that was done by Shinkiro, top notch. Now, if you didn't know, there's a huge fiasco going on with this because the skins are actually extremely overpriced. How much would you have to say you'd guess these skins would be? $15, $20 total, maybe $30 if it has the stickers and all that to come with it? Nope, they're $15 a skin for a total of $60 for almost the price of Street Fighter 6, which has a very lengthy campaign, online, all these other extra game modes and stuff. You can get a total of 4 skins. It's weird, man. I don't like Capcom making decisions like this. And this reminds me a lot of what they were doing back in Street Fighter V with trying to monetize every little single thing they can do, making 3 to 4 versions of the same game, and then constantly locking things behind a paywall. I don't like it. And it feels greedy. The best thing I can compare it to is Gundam Evolution. I was recently playing this game earlier this week, and I was looking through the store, which doesn't work anymore. But there's a bundle in that store where you can buy a set of skins. 4 skins, mind you. Except the price on that one was $80. And it's like, who in the right mind would ever pay for this? And I know there are some people that will, but it's just mind-blowing that Capcom thinks that this is okay, that this is fine. I don't really like complaining about things like this, but you know, with how great Street Fighter 6 is, it just feels like this is a really weird start to the longevity of the game and how it's going to handle microtransactions, costumes, and all that in the future. You know, if we do get further collaborations, collaborations maybe with other Capcom games, if we get like that Rashid Beautiful Joe skin again, are we supposed to pay $15 for a skin? Is that the new norm that we're supposed to accept? You know, early 2010s, Capcom had a really rough start and they were kind of just messing up a lot. And late 2010s, it seems like they were coming back, starting off with Resident Evil, fixing up Street Fighter V, and with the release of things like Monster Hunter and DMC5. And they've had a good streak going. I can't think of a single thing that they've done in the last couple years that was bad. They've been returning to their Cap God status. And this isn't the worst thing in the world. They could have been charging like $20 for a character or just locking game content behind DLC. But whether it was Nickelodeon or Capcom, something gotta give because this really cannot be the future of Street Fighter and its monetization. And it's not like I think this will kill the game or anything. Like, Street Fighter 6 is amazing. It plays so good. I'm obsessed with it. I wish my online worked so I could play it more, but other than that, like, I've been having a blast with it. It just feels so greedy from a company that was doing so good and fixing their mistakes for so long. You know, it would be a shame to just see them start taking steps backwards again, especially when they were getting things so right. And on the other side of things, recently Rockstar released what they were going to do to bring Red Dead Redemption back to modern consoles, specifically to the PS4 and Switch. So, the original Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare are coming to PS4 and Switch. The problem that a lot of people are having? It's a one-to-one port. It is not a remaster, it's not a remake, it's not upscaled or enhanced in any way. It's the same game it was all those years ago. But here's the thing, it's not. It's less than a one-to-one port because it's missing multiplayer, one of the key components of the base game. Which is like, okay, I've bought remasters of games that used to have multiplayer and the remasters were better than the actual game and I enjoyed them. But the reason why this is just so insane is because the game can already be played with the Xbox's backwards compatibility function, including the multiplayer. And they're charging $50 for this re-release. Looking at the IGN article that I have in the description below, their justification is that it isn't just the Red Dead based game, but also Undead Nightmare. And then when asked if Undead Nightmare was the reason for its $50 price, Take-Two's CEO Zelnick said the add-on was a great standalone game in its own right when it was originally released, so we feel like it's a great bundle for the first time and certainly a great value for customers. And that logic is just so flawed. I can go to GameStop right now, dust off my Xbox 360 that's hiding in my closet, pick up the game for $10 and play the game, and it would be no different. I understand the game is 2 console generations behind, which they're only bringing it to 1 console generation up, because it's not even PS5. But this is just such a weird business decision that I can't find a single way to justify it. At least with Street Fighter, I could think, okay, maybe it's Nickelodeon, maybe the skins took too long, which I doubt, but maybe there's something. I could try to come up with a reason. For Red Dead, I can't think of a single excuse as to why they would do this. I'll come right back to this, but let me just explain something real quick. Like I mentioned, over the weekend I was watching EVO, and I think one of the coolest things I saw was Arc Systems Works' announcement of Grandblue Fantasy vs. Rising and its monetization. So if you're unfamiliar with this, as I'd imagine most of you are, Grandblue Fantasy vs. Rising is a fighting game that has a multitude of features, characters, a 3-part story, a Fall Guys mode, and it just looks cool and it looks fun. That game is $50. That entire game is $50 and it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. I don't want to compare apples to oranges because it's 2 different genres and it's 2 different styles of games, and one's a brand new game and one's a report. But if you're going to justify $50 on a game that's more than a decade old, that adds nothing new but actually takes away things from the player, then you're going up against $50 games that are offering so much more that are coming out now. And I know people are still going to buy it, and that's the most frustrating thing about it. But I hope it doesn't sell enough where Rockstar starts getting the idea that maybe this is the route they should take in the future when it comes to introducing their old games to new generations. They've done it before, they're doing it now, and I really hope they don't start doing this in the future. And listen, I know game development isn't easy, I know it's not cheap, everything takes resources, everything takes money, everything takes time. But there comes a point in time where gamers just have to stop absorbing content for the sake of content, and developers have to stop pushing things out that are just gonna damage the video game community. And things like this will do that. There's a huge disconnect between us, and there's just no easy way to fix it, except by not buying it. And unfortunately, that's really hard to do nowadays. It's not to anyone's detriment. If you like something, you like it. God knows if Nintendo released another F-Zero and it was ass, I'd still buy it. But all in all, it's just upsetting to see things like this happening in the video game industry. There's a lot of other crazy video game stuff going on right now, including Destiny, Pokemon, and Overwatch is still doing their thing. But let me know if you want me to cover anything else. And also, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you think differently? And whether it was for a second or a minute, I appreciate you watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.